Hi everyone, welcome to my apartment in the Marais. Come on inside. You may have already seen my apartment tour on Ariel's channel, Ariel in Paris, so I'll link that in the bio, but I just wanted to redo the tour because there's some small adjustments that have been made and I wanted to do a little bit more of a deep dive on specific things that might show a bit more of my personality. So I moved into this apartment 2.5 years ago now. It's in the Marais and I was so lucky because I actually found it from someone through work. So I currently pay 980 euros per month and that includes water, but in addition to that, I pay 40 euros a month for electricity, and that's all my heating included and everything like that. Another 40 euros for internet and 10 euros a month for house insurance, which if you're a tenant in Paris, everyone needs to pay that. I will add the total of my expenses each month up here and you can see, but yeah, very, very lucky. The size of this apartment is also 23 square meters. And I think it's a little bit more than that, but because I actually have the roof, it does cut off and that's not included in the final meters squared of the apartment. And when I looked for similar apartment sizes in the Marais, you will probably be paying around 1,200 euros. So I'm very, very lucky. I have a very good deal. My landlord is amazing. And I also have 3 balconies. So very lucky. The only downside is that in summer, it does become an oven. So you have to be really careful. I really hope you like this tour and let's get into it. So starting off with the entryway here, I have my funny, oh, it's actually May now. I think I can change this. I have my calendar that I bought in Rome. This is of the priests. So I just have it here as a bit of a joke when people walk into the apartment. And if anyone has seen Fleabag, if you know, you know. So there we are, fresh month, fresh priest. And so here I have my entryway. I usually just put my bag on here. When I moved into the apartment, it was unfurnished. When your apartment's unfurnished in Paris, you are often renting it for longer. It's a long-term thing. So I was very lucky. It came unfurnished, but it did come with some pieces from the girl who lived here before me. So she actually built this little shelf here, which I think is perfect. And I put my plant here. This is a painting from the Monet Museum and I don't know, just some knick-knacky things here. My bag from Maison de Sabre and I put all my keys here. And a little thing, I don't know, umbrella because it's always raining, and the intercom phone as well. I just wanted to show you a couple of my favorite pairs of shoes if anyone's interested. So before this, I was actually not even having a rack here, but I think in the future, I would like to buy some of those IKEA cupboard things for the shoes because I think that would look a bit nicer. This is just a temporary solution. You will see as I show you my apartment, it's not fully decorated to where I want it to be. It's getting there. I know it looks like a bit of a white box at the moment, but I promise you, I'm going to make some more art. I'm going to fill it up the space, and I'm also planning to change a couple of things. So I'll explain that when I get to it. Much to many people's hatred, I do love my ballerines, my ballet flats. So I wear these in Paris when I want something cute, but it's too annoying to wear heels because you'll be walking all the time. These are my favorite shoes ever from Jonac. But I've wore them to death and they're completely broken now. These are my Mary Janes. I just think they look so beautiful and they're discontinued. So I think they might have had a problem with the wood, but like these are just totally wrecked. And I talked to the cobbler here and he said that he can't fix them. So I'm just looking at them and thinking like, before I part ways with them, but these are my favorite shoes of all time. I just think they look so chic. And Jonac is a very popular women's shoe brand here. And then espadrilles. So we're going into summer. These are some of my favorite espadrilles that I bought from Castane, forget the name, but I always wear espadrilles in summer. It's my favorite thing to wear. Doc Martens, Converse shoes, etc. Nothing more exciting to show here. All right, next moving into the laundry section and a little bit of my kitchen. Here I have a 2-pot stove, 2-plaque, I don't know the name of that. This is just electric, unfortunately, or ceramic, not induction, but what can you do? I have my washing machine and I don't have a dryer because there's no space. And honestly, I don't really need one. And here are my spice racks with all of my bits and pieces on there. This was also here before I moved in. Here I also have my cupboard. I know it's a bit of a mess, I'm sorry. I tried to clean up this apartment as much as I could, but I just thought, let's keep it real. This is like my lived in space. So here's my only cupboard, my only pantry cupboard for the kitchen. And I have all of my things in here, and it's getting a bit messy at the moment, but what can you do? Sink. This is a water filter that I added on because the water here in Paris is so harsh on my skin. It has a lot of calc in it. So if you find that you come to visit Paris and you see a lot of this white powdery residue, that's the calc, and it dries out my skin. So having to put a water filter on this, it really doesn't do much though. And drying rack here, I put my things here. Good old water pump with all the hot water in it. And underneath here, I just have my cupboard where I keep all of my cleaning supplies. Nothing exciting to see here, just a bunch of tote bags that my friends have left for me, which is so annoying. So I've stuffed them in here, cleaning stuff, bucket, voila. My lovely washing machine. And here is where I keep my bin. Sorry about the black bags, I'm cleaning out my wardrobe. So here is a tiny little nook where I keep my bin. Also able to slide in my vacuum cleaner and my mop in this little alcove here as well. So that's how I use the space. Next, we have my lovely kitchen area. Now, this is another piece that was actually left here by the previous tenant. So she actually built this bench area, and can you imagine if I moved in here without this? I feel like I would have to build it myself or come up with a solution, but she was a genius for this, and I'm so grateful that she left it. It's perfect. So here I have my wooden space here. I keep my fridge here, and my space is not that big, so unfortunately I don't have my original American Australian sized fridge, so I have to frequently go to the supermarket, but that's just what many people do here. It's the reality. I have a baguette that I bought earlier today, so I'll be eating that later. And this is kind of where I chop up all my veggies, prepare dinner. And then here I have my little mini oven thing. Honestly, after moving to Paris, this is the first time in my life that I have ever had one of these oven things. I just find them really bizarre, and I don't like the way that they cook food, but you know, we work with it. This is actually quite a good one. And then here I just store all of my pots and things like that. So coming up with a solution for this, I think I need to buy a little bar trolley thing, but here is some alcohol and some random things I'm gonna eat, my coffee, my mocha, and some random vases. I also love hosting and having people over in my space. So I have some candles here. I'm always lighting candles. These are also old bottles from a friend's vineyard. Her family make this amazing wine, so I kept the bottles and put candles in them because I like the aesthetic. These are actually left over from my birthday last year. So I have that there. This is an art print of one of my paintings I've made of La Maison Rose in Montmartre, and it actually was meant to be up here, but it fell down, so I have to hang that back up. This is a very cute postcard of a very iconic photo taken out front of Hotel de Ville. Do something with it. I was thinking of putting it in my junk journal or putting it somewhere, maybe in like a frame or something. That's there for now until we figure out what we're gonna do with it. And then down here, I have some of my trolleys. These are my two trolleys where all of my cutlery lives in. So this is my glasses, my plates, everything like that, and some bits and bobs. A bit disorganized, and I find this so useful for such a small space. It's very easy to move, and if you look closely, you can see a little cupboard behind there. All right, so, oh, that sticks to my ring. That's helpful. You just take this trolley out, you can see that there is a little cupboard that actually leads into my bedroom. So this cupboard goes all the way through to the other room, and I think it's really handy to have this extra storage in here. I'm gonna show you. So this little cupboard is just hidden behind my things, and I've just stuffed some old sheets in there and some candlesticks. I really don't have any organization when it comes to that because there's not a lot of space in there, but it goes all the way through, which is very, very handy for me as well. Maybe I could turn it into a spare bedroom and charge rent on anyone who wants to stay here. And moving over to the dining area, there is another cabinet here, which I just keep my luggage in. I'll show you. It's not that exciting. I've just stuffed a suitcase in here, and some wine, as you can see, is in there as well, and some bits and bobs. I also bought this from Croatia when I went to Zagreb And it's actually like a Christmas decoration, but I just think it's so cute and so pretty. So that lives there for now. Ariel's fiance Jean very, very kindly added this shelf for me, and he installed the other two that are in the apartment. So when I was away last weekend in Deauville, they came over and gave me a plant so I can start putting stuff here. I know that looks weird that there's a coffee cup, but it actually contains some shells. Some shells that I have to go through. I just think it looks so nice. I'm so grateful to have Ariel and Jean as friends. They're honestly the best. I don't even know if I could do this without them. I definitely don't have the muscles, but I just think the plant here adds a bit of pop of color. I want to add a lot more plants in the apartment because I just think it just makes it so much nicer. And I would also like to add some more art, some more colorful frames of art and maybe prints along here, whether I create that or they're like movie posters, because film is my biggest passion. I was thinking of adding here, but I just haven't thought about quite what I want, but definitely I want this space to have a lot more color and have more life to it because it's looking a little bit too pale, like many of my other walls here as well. Voila, that is the kitchen. Oh, and I forgot to go over, this is also a print of a painting that I made of Café de Flore. And you can buy both of these actually on my website if you want, but I will link that in the description. All right, so moving into the dining section. So this is my very sad dining table. It is way too pale for this apartment. Now, a couple of years ago when I moved in, I really wanted a formica table because of the space, and I just really like the vibe. My friend actually has one in her apartment and it looks so good. I really liked it because you can actually extend this one, and I do need to buy 2 more chairs, but I really am not happy with it. Every time I walk in here, it just makes me depressed because it's just so bland. So what I'm thinking of doing this year, and what I would love to, is actually replace this with a round marble table or marble style table, and I would like to buy 4 Seska chairs. I believe the girl who was living here before, she had that kind of setup and it looked so chic in here, so definitely want that for this apartment. This table and these chairs definitely need to go. As you can see in the apartment, we also have these slanted walls from the roof. In the past, this was actually a chambre de bonne for the maids back in the olden days, as we say. So I'm pretty sure this apartment was split into 2 separate chambre de bonnes, and it's like a good room, and this is where they used to sleep, in the top floor. So these rooms have now been converted into apartments. All right, and now we move into my favorite section of the house, which is the living space. This is without a doubt my favorite area of the house, apartment, sorry, and I just find it so cozy. So this is a daybed that I bought from IKEA. I did buy it secondhand, and it's amazing because it's not the most comfy on the back, but I do need to buy some more cushions, make it more of a pillow cloud moment. Perfect, and it actually extends out into a queen size bed. When people come and stay over, then I can pop this out, and also when I want to have movie nights on the projector, I can just turn this into a bed, and it's so comfortable. This is my daybed area. I think it fits perfectly in this little section, in this nook, and I just think it's so cozy. I also, when I turn the light on, this is a lamp that I bought last year, and everyone has told me that it looks a little bit too phallic, but I love it, and I just think it's whimsical and fun, and my personality is quite whimsical as well. So this light's amazing, and I have my pillows here. I also have this glass coffee table that I'm pretty sure I bought from Amazon or somewhere similar, and some coffee table books, and again, my art on the wall, and a Monet, because we love Monet. Also, this is another shelf that Ariel's partner Jean helped me build, and it includes another plant that they've given me and this really beautiful taxidermy butterfly that they bought me for Christmas and my birthday. It's one of my most treasured gifts, and yeah, very, very lucky person. Oh, and then something else about this couch. There are 3 big, deep drawers in there, so you can put a lot of storage in there as well. So anyway, I just think this couch is honestly perfect for the space. If people are sitting here, it probably holds about 4 or 5 people, so it's awesome. You also might notice, what is that strange frame that she hasn't hung up yet? Well, if anyone knows and loves horror movies as much as I do, this is the photo of Jack Nicholson at the end in the Overlook Hotel in The Shining, but I just thought it would be so funny to have as a conversation piece when people come over and be like, who is that? I did have this exact one in Australia, but I gave it to a friend. So Holly, if you're watching this, hi. But I just thought it would be really cool to have somewhere. I haven't figured out where. I think it's kind of my idea of like having a movie prop in the house and things like that, that a bit of a conversation piece, but not obviously from a horror movie. I love that. This is like the best. Here I have some of my coffee table books. So here is a book by David Lynch. This one is a beautiful photography book that my friend got me for my birthday one year. And here is a book on Midsommar, the film. Can you tell I like movies? So yeah, this is actually pink, but the sun has faded it, but that's it. I think I bought this in Nice. Oh yeah, this is like a random tray that I bought from a souvenir shop in Nice. This is from Sosten Gren, and then this is really funny. I stole this from a restaurant in Nice because the waiter was being weird and they had all these like cheap tacky fruit outside in the bouquet, so I stole it, but don't tell them. And then just below here I have some books as well. The Le Petit Prince, if you know that book, and some posters there and things. Inside here we have another cupboard. I can't be bothered opening this, so you have to use your imagination, but it's just same sort of cupboard with bits and bobs I've popped inside. And here I just have a bag that I put my throws in, my rugs. And behind here I also have my poofs. So I inherited this from a friend who lived next door, and so when I have people over I can just roll this out, and there are two little like stools that people can sit on. So yeah, this is my little lounge room nook. Look how beautiful it is. You probably can't see it in this light, but it is stunning. It changes color between blue and purple, and it's almost translucent. And this is an eyeball. This is an eyeball marble of something that my stepdad made. He is a very talented, well, he's actually a veterinarian, but in his spare time, he's a very talented artist and creative person. So he used to make marbles. And then here is another marble that he created. This marble is what he calls like a fail marble, like one that didn't work because it is a little bit cracked, but I just think it's so pretty. And behind that, this is a photo of Ariel, Jean, and I at the engagement party. In the lounge area is this really strange sort of alcove. I don't even know why this is here. I don't understand it, but I kind of like it. I wanted to turn it into a bookshelf, but I just could not be bothered. So I bought a little bookshelf here, and I've just been keeping some books as well. My stepdad didn't make this, but can you guess what it is? It's a Tasmanian devil. So I'm actually from Tasmania in Australia, which is a little island down the bottom, and this is our animal, and I like it. So it lives there. Here is another painting I created in, I don't know, a couple of months ago. And oh no, it was in November actually. So it's of people skiing down the slopes, and someone told me, oh Laura, actually they're all kind of going the same way. So yes, I just painted that with acrylic paint, and it's just there. And then this is a poster of Le Marais, which is a French film you might know of the English title called Contempt with Brigitte Bardot. One of the most beautiful films ever, in my opinion. I like the pinks and the greens in the poster, and I think it really matches well with my apartment, so I popped that there. This is the only form of heating in the apartment. There's one here and then there's one in the bedroom. It's just an electric heater, and you have to keep it going for a few days to actually warm the apartment up in winter, but it's fine. And moving on to my desk area. So this is my little desk. It's actually pop it away quite easily. So it's foldable. That's what I'm trying to say. I have at the moment some watercolor paint set up, my paper, my headphones, a plant there that's just soaking up all the sun. These are some watercolors that I bought today. There's a trolley that I also bought recently to put my art supplies in, because this desk is genuinely tiny and I don't have much space to work with at all. So I thought a trolley's perfect. I can put everything on here, and the trolley fits in this little cupboard. So if I have guests over, I can pop everything in here, put it away in the cupboard. But my dream is to actually have a buffet down there, like a little buffet, and a vinyl player, because I do love music and playing vinyls and I miss doing that. So I would like to just, be able to put all my art supplies away, put them in the cupboard, and have a buffet down there so I can easily fold up this desk and it can look much nicer in the space. Just trying to figure out how to work with that. Below the desk, you can see that I have some planters. This is for the balcony, just like some pots. I have to dirt and plants in them and then they're ready to go. And then my printer as well. All right, now let's check out the bathroom. Oh, you're still here. Jeez. That's not even funny. Going into the bathroom, this is the tiniest space in the apartment, and I'm really sorry. I know it's messy, but just work with it. So here are some of my beauty products, and the person who lived here before me actually did build this shelf as well. My oils, and this is my skincare that I use each day. Yes, it's Typology. I feel like you probably see a lot of people in Paris use this brand. So this is a mirrored cabinet, and then with the worst lighting ever. Inside, more products. And then my sink with hand wash, my little bin that I added, and my toilet paper. And as you can see, this is me. These are my feet. I'm a size 8, and this is the shower. And over here we have the toilet. So in my apartment, you really don't want to be overweight because you will probably get stuck. Okay, so this is the shower space. I'm going to show you what it's like to get into the shower because I'm telling you, it is so tiny. So when I take a shower, sometimes I have the door open because a bit of airflow, but when it's shut, like this is how small the space is. So for some context, I'm 5'7", so I'm not very big either. I would say I'm like a size 10 to 12 Australian sizes, but yeah, this is my wingspan. I cannot open my arms. This is crazy. I have also been into smaller apartments in Paris that have a bigger bathroom than I do. So if you're claustrophobic, not the best, but I don't really mind. And this is me getting into my shower. Okay, so we'll go open it, the creaky door. So this is me in the shower like this, and I can't move. I'm going to measure the size of the shower. Very tiny. It didn't have this thing, so I just bought it and added it to add my products and my squeegee, because I like to squeegee the glass every time I get out. From the other POV, in case you're interested, this is how big the toilet is. This is how skinny I am. And I'm telling you, I'm not that big. I'm tall, but if you're a man or have like broad shoulders or you're quite large, you're gonna have to lean forward here because it's just like stuck. Not a lot of space here at all. Let's get out of the bathroom. The person who lived here also added those shelves, and then I've added some little containers here. So, you know, just have things like toilet paper, hair stuff, hairbrushes, everything like that. A little bit chaotic and messy here, but it's a girl's bathroom. What do you expect? All right, so let's move into the bedroom. So this is the bedroom, and as you can see, my walls are quite bland. There's a lot of white going on here, and I'm not the biggest fan, but I will change all of this soon. I'm thinking of adding a lot more art prints and photos and things on the walls just to make it look a lot more colorful in here, and I do need to buy some throw pillows. But if anyone has any ideas or advice on how I can zhuzh up the space, let me know, because I'm not the most skilled when it comes to interior design. This bed is, I would say, equivalent to a queen size bed. So I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with the size, and I think it's perfect for the space. I have my little cave in here. On either side, you have my little heater here and one little cupboard that goes through to the kitchen, and then another one here as well that I just store old pillows. Down here I had my slippers that I just chucked here, and I have my nightstand. I also have some books that my friends have given me or that I'm reading at the moment. And this is my beloved TV. So this came with the apartment. I had the option to have the person remove it, but I just thought, you know what, I love a good movie in bed. I love a good TV in bed moment, so I allow them to keep it. And you know what, I don't think it looks tacky because it's out of the way. Many apartments in Paris don't have TVs as well. I think really depending on your personality, you might find it a little bit tacky. That's a bit of a generalization, but yes, I'm happy that I have a TV because love me some TV time, and it's hidden away. so no one would know that I owned one unless they actually came into my bedroom. I also have my little heater there in winter, but I haven't really had to use it much this year, honestly, because I did spend December in Australia, so it was fine. The way that I overheat, I would much rather air conditioning than a heater because I like to be icy cold all the time. And over here, I've started decorating a little bit. This is my favorite David Lynch movie. I am a huge David Lynch fan, R.I.P. I was devastated when he died. I have a Twin Peaks tattoo as well from 6 years ago. So yes, I have a poster here of Lost Highway. Absolutely love this film. It's not his most accessible film, but if you are into his work, definitely check it out. And I also have on the other side, another one of my favorite films of all time. It's Rear Window by Alfred Hitchcock. This one is a classic. It's incredible. And living in an apartment, I think it's very fitting to have this in here. So yeah, there's just some examples of my movie posters. This is my little like movie nook, I guess. So yeah, I have that. And then to my left, I also have my balcony. Moving on to the wardrobe section, not much to see here. This is just one that I bought from IKEA, and it has a mirror and 2 cupboards. So hi. Here I actually recently did a wardrobe clear out. So this is where I hang all of my dresses, my coats, my suitcases with my winter stuff, and then my little suitcase for travel. And then on this side is, it's already starting to get messy again. Underwear, sleeping stuff, tops, bottoms, and shoes and fitness wear. So that's that. And then over here is my dressing table. It's also called a coiffeuse. And it's funny because in France, when you want to go to the hairdresser or the hair salon, we say coiffure. So this is a coiffeuse table for that. And I actually found it for 20 euros from Le Bon Coin, and the girl was amazing. It was her father's old table, and she brought it all the way into Paris and helped me carry it up the stairs, the 6 flights of stairs. I believe this is an old Art Deco coiffeuse. So it has 2 drawers here, and yes, I have some junk underneath there, but I do want to get a cute little chair that goes inside, but I just haven't found one that fits the height and the space. Here I have some pretty cards that my friends have bought me and written in them. I have my candles. I also have, you know, some knick-knacky jewelry stuff that I've made. I also have a really beautiful friend who works in beauty, so she has very kindly gifted me some perfume. Here is my jewelry box. Now, many of you might think this is quite ugly, and yes, it kind of is. But it's a jewelry box that my grandpa gave to my mum when she turned 18, and when he passed away, I just wanted it because I thought it was sentimental and special, and my grandfather didn't have a lot of money, so just something cute there. A little thing here with some more, you know, knick-knacky jewelry stuff, some candlesticks that my friends bought me because I'm a bit of a whimsical kind of gothic vampy type of person, so I love candles. I love these kind of things. These are actually matchsticks. When you go to certain cafes and restaurants in Paris, sometimes they have these. So there's this place in Paris called Le Routier. It's a brasserie bistro in the 11th. They give out these. This one is from Hotel Amour in Nice, which is a beach club, so I always take them when I get there. I bought this one from Bien Aimé, which is a cosmetic store. And then here is my Sony camera. So I also use this to vlog, but I haven't been using this in a while because I wanted to get a wider lens, but love this camera. It's really great, but I'm currently filming on the Osmo Pocket. I will link this in my description if you're interested in buying one for yourself. So that's it for my apartment tour in the Marais. I really hope you liked it, and if you liked any of the art, you can actually buy it from my website, which I'll link in the description of this video. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions on what it's like living in Paris, how I moved here, everything like that. I really would love to create more videos for you, and if you have any questions about my apartment. So yeah, that's it. Have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching.